control.
What is up, my dudes? Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this right now. We're about to play a game called Navyfield. I'm going to give you a little look into what this game is if you don't already know. And if you do already know, and you're wondering why I make a video on it, I ask myself the same thing. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it. Shout out to everyone that I currently play games with for all the hate I'm about to get for making a video on this game, but I felt like it needed to be done because apparently, air quotations, Navyfield 1 is on its rise again. I don't know if I buy it, but how we're going to do this, we're going to go a little depth. I'm going to explain some things. We're going to get probably not a full match, it'll be a full match, but it'll be edited a little bit. Some good and bad things about the game, and then at the end, I'm going to explain a little bit about sailors in depth. Well, you'll see when we get there. All right, so we're getting into it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video in the back. You know what's going on with that, a little gameplay footage for you guys. Also, if you're wondering why it's a little box on a 1080p screen, that's because literally that is this game's native resolution. It doesn't get any better than that. You can play it on a bigger screen; it'll stretch it out for you. But this is I guess what kind of size it was meant to be played. I'm not sure. But anyway, that leads us in our first little overlooker about the game. It is an extremely old game. It is, I think, more than 10, 11, 12. It's more than 10. I think it was 10 years old in 2014. That one made it 12. I don't know. It's an old game. So it doesn't look the best. This is a sprite-based game, which means it's basically what you see is like pictures, like a bunch of pictures. The animations are a bunch of pictures, one by one, painstakingly made, I guess. And if you know anything about me, you know I get a super hard on for naval sims. That's why we're actually even doing this right now. But this game was pretty much the first game that I really got into the whole computer scene. I don't even know, I think I was like 10 years old, and I just got into computers. I had a computer that could barely run this game, which is pretty sad. But that's for a little bit down the road here. And ever since then, I've been hooked. I love World War II, naval, anything, really. I don't know why. It just gets me going in the right ways. But anyway, the game doesn't look that good, and that's one of its big downfalls, which we'll talk about later on here, is where the game is today. Anyway, talking about that and my first computer and how it could barely handle this game, we're going to get into how this game runs. Basically, you're going to crash a lot. The game just stops working. It crashes on really anything that is more advanced than Potato. If you had a Potato, you could probably run this game expertly. I've been blessed with, I really don't have that many issues with crashing. Some people have it horribly. You know, it has its ups and downs. I run it in compatibility modes. Maybe that works. You have Windows 10. Good luck. I mean, some works for some people, but I don't know the physics. I don't know how this shit works. So you're gonna crash a whole lot, and that's very unfortunate. But it'll get you right the worst times. But that's one of the draws of this game. Also, I'd like to talk about, this is a one-of-a-kind game. It really is. For how old it is, it goes so in-depth on how everything works. You have nations, you have sailor abilities, you know, how you class them will change how good they are. Leveling them up, how you, it's called a role sailor, like what your potential, your starting stats are, and how that equates down the road to how good that performs in this task. If the sailor has vets and experts, which also, we'll talk about more in the end, really attributes to the scale and of how good your sailor will do. It's crazy. You can pretty much control all the features on your ship too. You can control main and secondaries. There's a little animated AA, and it'll affect you lower level. It has like a kind of like a little hemisphere of anti-aircraft for some planes that are not really I'm not vulnerable. Don't have good survivability. It'll just take them automatically, but you can equip secondaries with anti-aircraft and just decimate ranks of airplanes. So those are kind of some of the crap parts of this game. There's a lot more that I'm forgetting, but let's go into some more enlightening, or better parts of this. The core community, there is some people that still play this game, that have been there since day one, and it is crazy. For a amount this game has been long, and a lot of people have jumped ship, a lot of people have come back, and it's just crazy because the core community, the forum is still active, and if you go on, used to go on this periodically. I haven't played the game for 5 years really, up until probably a month ago, which really, because I heard it's going up in the upswing. We'll talk about that later on here too. The core community is great. There's some people who die hard about this game, and I think this game will keep going as long as someone wants to put money into it. I've heard recently the game got sold and there's new people running it, so that all attributes to how I guess it's on its way up again. I guess we'll get more into that. Another thing I'd like to talk about, this game is overall actually pretty fun to play. If you're into this kind of thing, it kind of takes the RNG out of it, and it's all really skill. You have set defined amounts of damage your shells will do. They will go where you tell them to go. You know where they will go, and if someone dodges it and you miss all of them, that's how it is. And if it hits, it's good. I'm not going to go in too depth about it. There's something called like soft defense or SD defense, and your armor and all that stuff. I'm not going to go into this video because I don't really think anyone really cares about it that much. But it takes the RNG out of it, and it's more of a skill-based game. How well can you do when you're on the line, lobbing shells at the enemy battleships? Also, a good point about this game, it is a free game. There wasn't a point where it was pay to play. Probably towards when it started going downhill real bad. The game seen it was a cash cow because a lot of people spent a lot of money on this game, and they made it pay to win really. But that, from what I understand, that's pretty much gone. So that's kind of good in its own sense. But now we're getting into the downfall of the game. I think the downfall is it just couldn't keep up with the times, really. Didn't look as good as a lot of people wanted. The support got worse. The company who made it, seeing they were successful at this, they think all of a sudden they're MLG developers, and they made a bunch of other games that are currently failing now, I guess, anyway, so that's pretty cool. And it just didn't have the support there. The community was there, the people wanted to play it, but it just wasn't what it originally was. When this game first came out, it was crazy. A lot of people loved it because this was the top of the line. But now it has competitors, World of Warships, Steel Ocean, a bunch of other naval sims that are pretty good naval sims as well, that I'm sure I'll cover at some point because, like I said, I get a hard on for naval frickin' sims. Alright, okay, I'm sorry, I got a little excited there. I'll calm it down a bit. But where the game is at today is apparently it's on an upswing, from what I heard, because there's a new company running it. They're trying their hardest. I followed them on Facebook. They're trying as hardest to get what they can do and get people back into the game. They're having events, so if you're lower level, you can do better. Personally think for the game, it's a little too late. I don't want to wish bad upon the game because I love the game. I spent probably fucking my whole middle school and beginning of high school freaking playing this game religiously. It was bad. I don't want to talk about that. But I just think this is not going to be enough to get it back to what it once was. They see that there's still people, the core community, put his money into it, so I think that's the only reason someone bought it back in the first place, or bought the game. But I do not think it is going to be back as good as it was. I'm sure it'll be, so enjoyable, but props to them because they're trying super hard on getting the community back, getting players back, making it easier, funner, words, and doing an alright job. Support is kind of bad at this point right now. Because I literally think it's one guy running this new division. The new general manager of it, I think, is literally one guy, and he does everything himself. Uh, I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like. So, if you have a problem with the game, you don't really get answered right away. But you can always get in-game and ask people, and a lot of the people are really nice, and they'll help you throughout what you need to get to. But anyway, that's a sum of the game. We're going to get into now with just what I go through in the game. And it's not the best example of a game because right now the game is kind of slow, as I said. So there's not a lot of people. There's not a super ton of action. But I'm just going to show you in the steps I take in overall general how to get going type deal. Alright, what is up, everyone? We are playing some Navyfield here. First thing I like to do is I like to see who I'm facing. You can do that with this game mode. So I just come over here. So we got BB6, a couple BB5s, and I like to plan accordingly. I'm playing in a battleship called the Super Yamato in this game. It is IJN, or Japanese Imperial Navy. Actually, I think that's what they would mean. IJN. Um, BB5. Lower level crew. I think I'm below level 110. BB6 is at 120. But first things first, a lot of people like to shoot up here. That's what I do. It's just because G is a hotkey to move from where your shot's fired to where, I don't like that smoke, to where your gun is. And I always find that convenient because you can just keep hitting G instead of other keys. Oh, I got a Lion 2 rushing us. No, he turned off. He's cool. So it's a quick way to just navigate your field of view here. Also, thing very important to do right off the beginning is launch your scout. You know, if you can't see him, you can't shoot him. And I'm sure at some point in this game I'll go without sight. But I mean, our seaweed looks pretty good. We should be all right here. Don't pay attention to chat. Not sure what's going on. Those probably aren't going to hit because it turns out there's a lot of wasted shells in this game. Is what it is. You know, you kind of walk the battle line back and forth until someone gets a decent shot off on you. Oh, don't want to really ever sail straight, but I just did there. So, and by the time my shells get there, every nation has its attributes in this game. I'll go in more depth later on after the battle, but basically IGN has very good penetrating power, but his shells have a very long hang time, which means they're in the air for a long ass time. So yeah, I'm not gonna shoot. Hopefully he turns back into it. Now see, he knows, and he's turning out. Big thing is keep your boat moving. You want to keep your boat moving. I just like to do a little back and forth pattern here. Just to, you know, so if they shoot, I'm, you know, halfway to dodging already, type deal. But you have to predict at the same time, because they're doing the same thing. You predict where the next shot's going to go, and you go from there. Occasional push of the line. And, you know, everything I say is, my Scott said, subject to change. Actually, I have to turn around before I go outside the map. Everything I say is subject to opinion, actually, rather not change. A lot of people play different. You can really play whatever suits you best. Nice quick tip too, save your overheat, which is little red here. Always good to have extra, I don't know why I launched a scout, it's gonna die. Alright, you can just do that, buddy. It's always good whenever you can, just, you know, save it up a bit. This is not going to work. I'm going to have to slow down or he's going to have to go faster is what's going on here. You got to form the line. If you cross each other, no one can shoot. Well, you can shoot, but I think the game now has a feature in it. If you do over 10k damage of team kill, it instantly boots you from the battle, stops you from doing stupid stuff, I suppose. We're going to slow back down here. Looks like we're getting pushed pretty good this game. Go back. Oh yeah. I don't think he remembers I'm down here. Oh, he just got smacked though. Fire another salvo. He's alright for now. I want a quick turn around. They can see me now. Because my gun, or what is it? Is there a scout plane over me? We'll fire the back gun there. We're doing pretty good right now. I'm just afraid of what's north up there, because we can't really see that part of the map at the moment, but they know I'm here real good. Alright, we're gonna help push in here a little bit. They're not focused on us. I'll lower the gun angles there. See if we can just get another shot off on him. Alright, we're gonna turn in now. Just want to make sure. And then we're gonna really mix it up here. We're gonna go the complete opposite way. What is this? Alright, so they have one battleship left. We have to try to figure out where it is. We might actually do okay this game. I have no idea where their battleship is. It seems to be shooting at something down there. We have a couple left, though. Oh, there it is, the Montana. Oh, look how bad that spread is. Basically, in the game, what that is a type of FCS, which is your fire control system. And that is for basically players who don't know what I'm doing up and down with the guns, the type manual fire select mode. It basically is click and shoot for them. And, you know, it's usually frowned upon to be at that kind of level and have such... Oh, someone's laying into them. And have that kind of FCS, but, you know, everyone does their own thing. Oh, should do oh, actually, that does. Yeah, I got it. Oh. Okay, basically, and more in depth on the game, guys, is it is a very... There's a lot of moving parts in this game, to say the least. You have a ship. You go up your ship tree. This is just the Japanese Navy, for example. You have your ship. You go up the ship tree. You start off with, like, neutral level sailors. Or you're just in a neutral or small frigate. In the game's current state, you can't really do anything with that, but you start here, and this is when you get into your nation selection here at level 12. You can choose your nation. So you work your way up. There's a few different lines. We're not going to talk about those. There's a few different lines for each nation you can go up to. Say we have some destroyers here. I can take the destroyer up to here, and I can go to then light cruisers, or I can take light cruisers right up. Actually, I think Mayoko is a heavy cruiser. Or you can go subs, which is the top. There's CV route, which is usually the bottom, or sometimes and they mix it up for each nation. But basically, you choose your ship and you just work up your way up, and you go about. There's a little jump here. You can see what you want to do there, and you get to the end goal which is a BB6, which is here. I'll show you what type of BB6. This is the United Kingdom's BB6. It's the Queen Victoria. They're pretty much super battleships. I don't think none of them are ever real, I think. They're all paper ships. But fun nevertheless. It's a nice attribute to the game, if you ask me. And this is the United States BB6, the Nebraska. But basically, each ship, as you level up, you need a certain amount of sailors. I think it's 14 sailors for a BB6, and I think 14 for a CV6 as well. It's a carriers. I don't have any carriers right now, like on my account. But I think they're my HQ, but the game's kind of all fucked at this point. But that's okay. And what you do is you level up your sailors. And each sailor, there's a bunch of different things. We'll go through a few right here. You have your gunners, which are, you know, whatever you please. Usually accuracy gunners, because you want a nice little tight little spread. So if you hit, you hit good, you know. And then you have engineers, which help with that overheat thing I was telling you about. Basically, it will allow you to go faster, longer type deal. You have a scout, which is a must for a BB, because sometimes the CVs are bad or sometimes the CVs are dead. By CV I mean aircraft carrier, and you need to just you need to be able to see your shooting, because if you're blind, I know if you battle previously, you could see that there's a few points where there's this black, and you can't see. You can see muzzle flash, but you can't see where the enemy is specifically, and you really can't hit shit you can't see. I mean, yeah, you get to a certain point where you can pretty much guess by which way the flashes are going and tell you that, but it's hard, nevertheless. And furthermore, each crew member has certain attributes. They have recruits, experts, and veterans, all attribute to this final ability here, which is how well it performs that duty. And I really wish I could go in depth with more with you guys, but it's kind of one of those things is you don't know until you get into it type deal. It's very complex. If there's interest in it, I'll go into it and, you know, exactly what you have to do to get yourself all set up. But if not, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you want more of it, let me know. It's like I said earlier, it's on its way out. If you ask me, you know, too many flaws, too little, too late. Old games, really old game. But it's fun nevertheless. You know, I haven't played this game in probably like 5 years. But if I go this is, how do I say this? I haven't played in a long time. It's one of those games where it's a If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. There's some people just up and leave, and that's all they can do. Some people are hardcore addicted. Some people, they leave, they come back, leave, they come back. It's just one of those things. And if you have something you might like, I'll leave the link in the description. You can get an account set up. And just keep in mind everything I talked about earlier in the video in your choice to play it. And talk to you guys later. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this, and click this other video because it's going to be pretty cool too. Alright, peace.